What's up, guys? It's Bumpkins. Today is Wednesday, September 7th. Wednesday means New Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day means New Comic Book Haul video. As always, I went down to Infinity Flux here in Chattanooga, Tennessee for another big old stack of books, but only a couple extra goodies this time. It's kind of the reverse of last week. Guys, real quick, if you are on the Whatnot app and you're looking for a great seller who sells all kinds of great stuff, be sure to check out Infinity Flux on Whatnot. They are at Infinity Flux Comics. They'll be linked in the description below. They have 3 shows a week. They sell Silver Age, Bronze Age, new books, action figures and toys and things like that, all kinds of fun stuff. They're a great seller. So yeah, if you are looking to buy some cool stuff from some cool people, definitely check them out. So starting with Marvel, we've got Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 4. You guys know I loved the last issue. Captain America has learned sort of the, I don't know if I'd say the secrets, but the deeper history of his shield, where it came from, the people behind its creation, and it's been pretty interesting. Last issue was pretty action-packed. This one was only about half action-packed, but the story that we got in place, or the story that we got in the other half of the book, is really interesting. It's just cool to hear about I mean, it's, you know, you think about, oh, Captain America has a shield, right? But that shield really means something, really stands for something. It's probably the most iconic weapon or accessory of any character in all of comics, I'd be willing to say, and just learning more about it is really interesting. We get some really good Cap and Bucky moments here. We do get a nice action sequence at the end, and then that wraps up with a very interesting ending, and it just really makes me want to see what happens next. So I'm loving this series. I can't wait for more. Next up is Moon Knight number 15. So full transparency, guys, I'm recording this really late, and I kind of sort of just ran out of time. Like I didn't get to the chance to read every book that I wanted to, or else I'd be recording this at like 2 in the morning. So I haven't read this one yet. I am loving the direction that they're going in, or I guess maybe the new story arc dealing with vampires. I've been on a big vampire kick lately, like watching some vampire movies and reading some vampire comics and stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to jump into this one because, like I said, I'm into vampires right now, and vampires plus Moon Knight equals awesome. Next is New Fantastic Four number 4, the Beyond Amazing variant. I didn't get the chance to read this one either. I am very so-so on this miniseries. I'm only really buying it because I love the makeup of this New Fantastic Four team I have since I was a kid. Spider-Man, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Wolverine. I like seeing them together. I'm not loving this story so much, but at this point I have to finish out the miniseries. Next is She-Hulk number 6. I've been loving the She-Hulk TV show. I'm loving this series. I've been reading my She-Hulk omnibuses, been loving those stories. She-Hulk is quickly rising up the list of some of my most beloved favorite Marvel characters. So this issue, not really any action, but that's okay because it's written so well. And it just delves more into She-Hulk's character, her relationship with Jack of Hearts, them trying to learn the mystery of him, basically. In this issue, Nightcrawler does guest appear. I won't say what they talk about, but it could make for some interesting stories to come. Just an absolute awesome issue of an absolutely phenomenal series. And last for Marvel is Spider-Man Exodus Omega. So this is the last issue of this miniseries, and I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man 2099. I did not love this miniseries. I'm glad it's over, at least selfishly for me. If there are people out there who do love it, I'm sorry that it's over for them, but for me, I'm not sad to see it end. Just a lackluster story. As you might expect, it ended with a big battle between Spider-Man, Green Goblin, the X-Men 2099 were there, some other characters make an appearance, but it all ended the way you might expect. The last page was really cool, but I don't know what it might mean going forward, but I just didn't love it, and I'm glad it's over. As for DC, we've got Batman number 127, the awesome variant cover here. I am loving this story arc written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Jorge Jimenez. This is the 3rd issue of that arc. I hope that Zdarsky stays on it forever. It does feel, in tone, very similar to his Daredevil run, which was also awesome. This story was very action-packed. It had a really cool moment. I made a TikTok video about this really cool moment in this book. You can go watch it if you want to, but it does spoil the end of the main story here, so maybe you don't want to watch it. But yeah, just fantastic. I cannot wait to see what happens next because of the way it is ended. Good action, good artwork. I am absolutely loving this run of Batman. Next up is Batman Beyond Neo Year number 6. I think this wraps up the miniseries, but I haven't read past issue 2, so I'm just super far behind. If this is the end, I'm going to try to figure that out. I don't think there's an issue 7. But if it is the end, I'm going to just stack them all up. I'm going to reread issues 1 and 2, and then read the rest of the miniseries, because those first 2 issues are really cool, and I want to see how it all shakes out. Next is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths number 4. So this is the first printing, I guess, of this series where they changed the title to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Before it was just Dark Crisis, now it's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think they have solicited a reprint of the first couple issues where the title has changed. I don't think those are out yet though, so I guess this is the first issue with the new title. And like I said, I'm all in on Dark Crisis. It's actually been so much better than I thought it would be, even though it's super disconnected from everything else going on in all the other DC books. But some big things happen in this, especially at the end. I think we now are really getting into the meat and potatoes of what this series is setting out to do. I still don't know what everything's going to look like when it all is said and done, but I can't wait to find out. This one's been really fun. Another really good one, and one that I feel like we haven't gotten in a long time, is Dark Knights of Steel, Tales from the Three Kingdoms, number 1. So this is actually a one-shot. It's set in the Dark Knights of Steel universe, but this actually contains 3 different stories that take place before the current Dark Knights of Steel series that we're reading now. It mostly focuses on Kal-El and Bruce, and Azara's in there too. And they're not children, but they're younger. So maybe like teenagers or so. I think one of the stories actually mentions how old they are. So it's a prequel of sorts, I guess, but it's just tales, just stories of these characters in this universe before the series that we're reading now, which, like I said, it feels like it's been forever since we've gotten one. So I was happy to have this. The artwork in all 3 stories is different, but it's all great. The stories are great. I just love this world. I would just love this universe to continue on forever. It's so cool seeing different and new takes on these characters in a fantasy setting. I just love it. Flashpoint Beyond number 5, the really cool variant cover here. I started out loving Flashpoint Beyond, and now it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it just flat out makes no sense. At least to me. Maybe I'm dumb and everybody else gets it, but it is flying over my head. There is so much talk of omniverses, multiverses, hyper time. It's just... I want to like it. I like Geoff Johns, but I almost feel like Geoff Johns' knowledge and passion for the DC Universe is actually hurting the book, because he's trying to pull so much in, and it's just, like I said, it's nonsensical. It also came out at a weird time, because this seems like it takes place after Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths finishes, but we're only on issue 4 of that. So, in that we know that storyline continues into November or December, yet this seems like it takes place shortly after it ends. It's all a mess, right? I mean, I love DC Comics and I'm loving these stories, but everything's just all over the place right now, and I can't imagine what a new reader thinks when they read something like this, because I can't even keep up with it. So I want to like this, and there's parts in it that are good, but it just makes no sense. I just don't get it. And last for DC is Batman Dear Detective. So this is a magazine size book. So what this is essentially an art book, right? So Lee Bermejo did a bunch of variant covers for Detective Comics a while back. He's actually still doing them, I think. Or maybe he just stopped. But what this is this is a collection of those covers. But as those covers were coming out, you could tell he was actually crafting a story. There was no dialogue. But if you put all the covers together, they were actually sequential. And they were sort of telling a story. Now, I don't really know what the story is, but this book puts them all together in order. And on some of the pages, there's actually, some of the pages are full page, just black page, white text, with a riddle on it. And it's up to you, the reader, to decipher the riddle so that you can figure out the story. So I haven't read it yet. I don't know how complex the riddle is. I thought it actually might make good content for maybe YouTube or TikTok or something. I might try to figure out a way to make content, and we could do it together. But by and large, this is an art book of all Lee Bermejo's variant covers, which are beautiful. But I'm very interested in the riddle, and I hope I can solve it. So I've got a few books from Image and the other indies as well. This is Spawn number 333. I love this Virgin cover that wasn't in incentive. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's 333. The number's not on the front. I had to make sure. But again, still haven't read Spawn. This is going to go in the Spawn stack. But I love the cover. Can't wait to read the story. And last from Image is Twig number 5. You know I had to go with the Scotty Young cover. So this issue finishes the Twig miniseries, but it might not be the end for Twig. So that's a great thing because this story was phenomenal. A fun, adventurous story, fantastic art, lovable characters, and I think the unsung hero of the whole thing is the colors. They just pop off the page. It feels like you're reading an HD comic. I loved this issue. I love this series. I loved everything about it, and I do hope that we get more. And then from Artist Elite, we've got Artist Elite Presents number 2, so I didn't get the chance to read this one either. But just like the first issue, this has 3 stories in it featuring 3 new properties from the Artist Elite brand, and they're different ones than what we got before. So I don't know what the characters in, so I don't know anything about them. But I enjoyed the first one for the most part. I like those characters, and I hope I like these ones just as well. And last for the single issues is from Dark Horse. This is Shock Shop number 1. So I haven't said this in a while, but I don't remember what this is about. I didn't get a chance to read it, but it sounded cool when I pre-ordered it, so hopefully past me made a good choice in ordering it so that present me will enjoy it. But the fun doesn't stop there. I got a couple of extra goodies as well, including the She-Hulk by Charles Soule complete collection. This completes the 2014 run of She-Hulk numbers 1 through 12, written by Charles Soule, with art by Javier Pulido. I've never read this series. I'm actually very unfamiliar with this series, even less so, than I'm familiar with, obviously, with Savage She-Hulk and Sensational She-Hulk, and even Dan Slott's run on She-Hulk. But I'm just very, very unfamiliar with this. But I've got 4 She-Hulk omnibuses down here. I'm loving the She-Hulk show. I am just on a She-Hulk high, so this was a no-brainer to get. And then last up is, this is from Dark Horse. This is Joy Operations, the trade paperback, collecting 6 issues, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but 5 or 6 issues. I think whatever came out. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis. When I got the first issue, I didn't love it. I just didn't understand. But I feel like it's one of those that you're not supposed to get it right off the bat, but as you read it, it all sort of comes together. But I just sort of had a feeling that I would forget as I was reading it month to month, or it just wouldn't make sense. I made the decision that it's probably better read in trade, and that's what this is, so I am looking forward to cracking this open. And that's it, guys. Another really awesome comic book haul. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. And if nothing else, leave me a comment below and let me know what you picked up this week. Did you get a lot of extra goodies, a few extra goodies? What are you buying? What are you reading? What are you loving? Just let me know. I love comic books. I could talk about them with a room full of people or just to a camera. Guys, don't forget, comic books are supposed to be fun. They are just another fun form of storytelling, fun stories, fun art. The vast majority of them are fictional. It's all made up. In the grand scheme of things, none of it matters. There is so much out there to look through. It's easy to find something that interests you, and it's super easy to simply ignore the things that don't interest you and let everybody else enjoy those books. Also, don't forget, it doesn't matter how much you buy each week or each month. What makes a great comic book haul is that the things you do buy are really special to you. They really get you excited to read comic books, whether it's 1 book, 10 books, 100 books. It does not matter how much you buy, just as long as what you do buy gets you really excited about comics. So guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.